Hello, my name is Sean Castile, Extension Soybean Agronomist, and we're going to be assessing some damage that we've gotten over the past month or so in many seasons where we have a lot of rain, fields are ponding, and how the beans are going to respond to that. The field that we're in today is planted the first week of May, about May 8th or so, and gives you an idea of how far along it should be, and we're into the 6th of July. So we're looking at 2 months after it's been planted and how this crop has been responding. This area of the field's been underwater for 2 to 3 weeks easily and saturated beyond that. And so as I look down at these soybeans, we'll start kind of the lower end of the spectrum and work our way up to beans that look a little bit better. You can look at these roots that are nice and white here on the top part of the soil, look great in terms of just they're actually growing. What's down a little bit further, 2 or 3 inches, right below where that seed was placed at, seed was placed about 1.5 inches. The roots are brown. You can kind of pull the root exterior and it'll slough off. So definitely having some root damage from that standing water. And as we assess this plant, we also want to look at the nodules. So we kind of peel back the soil, and a bucket of water is really nice with this. So then we can wash off the roots to see the nodules and see which ones are active and which ones are dead. So it's really a matter of white, red, or dead. And so white means that they're growing, so they're going to be coming on board to supply some nitrogen. Red, or more that pink color on the interior, so you can bust open a nodule even between your forefinger and your nail of your thumb to see it's that pinkish red, it's active. And then there's other ones that just have that, again, brown color. You push on, they slough off, they're dead. And so that's really what we're assessing today. These soybeans that are still made it through 2-3 weeks of standing water, how long will it take before they start to really green up and start to actively fix nitrogen and grow? As we walk down the field, you can obviously take a look at leaves I've dropped down lower on the canopy because they've been in that standing water. As we walk a little bit further, we start to get to a little bit higher ground. And you can see the beans there in my foreground here look a little bit better, a little bit taller, darker green leaves, more leaf material, and less of this kind of stem and a bush on top of that stem. So we'll go ahead and dig up one of these guys. I can already tell as I'm pulling this apart, the roots look a lot better. There's more roots there for one. The roots that are down deeper in the soil, they have secondary roots as well as some other fibrous roots coming off. And then also looking at our nodules and how well those are developing. Count how many are of that red or that pinkish color. A good rule of thumb is to have about double the number of actively fixing nodules as you do trifoliates. So in other words, this plant was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Had 7 trifoliate leaves, 2 of which have already dropped off because of the high water. And so as I count up here, those that are actively fixing those red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 on one side. Flip it over, I can almost double that already. Has plenty of nodules, so they're going to be coming on with active fixation as well as some smaller ones that are growing and developing. So this plant is still damaged by the standing water, but not nearly as severely as the first. It will have a little bit of a yield loss, but in terms of needing any rescue treatments with a nitrogen or anything like that, I'm not seeing a need. So now as we continue to go up the field, we're going to look at some of the beans that were not nearly as affected by ponding, but maybe a little bit by saturated soils, but look really good overall considering the condition. Now we're at the part of the field that had a little bit better drainage, or maybe it's just a better slope position, so then the standing water wasn't here as long. And there's beans here in front of me that look much better, maybe something a little more on the order of what we would expect with that first week of May planting, and then 2 months later into the first week of July. Digging up the plant, the nodule activity, both those that are growing and actively fixing nitrogen looks great. I'm not even going to hazard a count on this because there's so many nodules on this plant that are actively growing as well as those that are fixing the nitrogen. I look across and looking for some potential nodules that are dead. I'm really not seeing that brown discoloration, or even as I put my fingers on them, that they kind of smush, that mushy kind of feeling. So this really looks quite good, just probably a limitation due to some saturated conditions, maybe early but not long. Obviously the staining water has an effect on the way the soybeans grow and develop. This plant is R2 coming into R3 with plenty of trifoliate nodes compared to way at the beginning here with standing water. They're just holding on, trying to make something. So obviously there's going to be a yield difference with these soybeans.